Hi, welcome to my channel. This channel is against the Big Bang. So I have here always a tea or coffee pretext for science. So I made many videos, but I was filming myself like this. Like it was fun for me, okay? But now I start to retake some ideas, like filming myself like in this manner. They are not bad videos, very well made, but I was filming myself like this. So I started to film myself like everybody else. So I want to prove to you that the guys that are sustaining the Big Bang, they do not know even science. Okay, so let's start very quickly to prove to you this. Okay, you will hear the voice of the Brian Greene. He says that the gravity is attraction, and he doesn't know the classical gravity, that is not a attraction. So how can he knows Einstein? So Einstein. So after that he says Einstein makes another kind of gravity that is repulsive. Gravity is not attraction and not repulsive. Okay, gravity is a centripetal centrifuge force. So you will watch, I read after you see Brian Greene from Newton book, if you do not believe me, okay? So watch Brian Greene saying that Einstein, so he is lying, if you understand, and I'm proving to you that gravity is not attraction.
The idea that I think most physicists or cosmologists buy into at the moment is that gravity can have two manifestations. The usual form of gravity is the attractive version. You drop something toward the Earth and it moves downward because the Earth and the object pull on each other. That's the ordinary gravity that we experience every day of our lives. But Einstein's equations actually allow gravity to also be repulsive. It can push outward as opposed to just pulling inward. And this is something that we have never experienced because the gravity created by a rocky object like the Earth is always the attractive variety. The gravity created by the sun, again, a compact object, is always the attractive variety. But Einstein's math shows that if you don't have a rocky object that's isolated in space, but rather energy that is uniformly spread through a region of space, that kind of entity yields repulsive gravity. If the very early universe, if it was filled with a uniform bath of this energy, we call it the inflaton field, the name doesn't matter, but if it was filled with that energy, it would have been subject to repulsive gravity. What does repulsive gravity do? Pushes everything apart, causes everything to rush outward. So the bang of the Big Bang may have been a spark of repulsive gravity operating with a tiny region of space that pushed everything apart.
So after you watch that, gravity is not attraction. These two pieces does not attract. Gravity is not due to mass, like you have a bigger mass having a bigger attraction and things like this. Gravity is a circulating field. So watch this section that I read from the Newton book, Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of the Natural Philosophy. Let's read from Isaac Newton, the Mathematical Principle of Natural Philosophy, the Newton book, okay? I am not an English speaker native, but all of your professors do not know how to read this book. You falsified the science, okay? So let's read from Newton book. Scholium, this from 1846, page 140. Scholium, the case of 6 corollary obtains in the celestial body as Sir Christopher Warren and Hooke and Dr. Haley have severally observed, and therefore in what follows I intend to treat more at large of these things, which relate to centripetal force decreasing in a duplicate ratio of distances from the centers. Moreover, by means of the preceding proposition and its corollaries, we may discover that proportion of a centripetal force to any other known force, such as that of gravity. So that it is, okay? For if a body by means of its gravity revolves in a circle concentric to the earth, this gravity is the centripetal force of that body. But from the descent of heavy bodies, the time of one entire revolution, as well as the arc described in any given time, is given by corollary 9 of this proposition. And by such proposition, Mr. Huygens in his excellent book, the Horologio Oscillatorio, has compared the force of gravity with the centrifugal force of revolving bodies. The preceding proposition may be likewise demonstrated after this manner. In any circle, suppose a polygon to be inscribed of any number of sides, and if a body move with a given velocity or along the sides of the polygon is reflected from the circle at the several angular points, the force with at every reflection it strikes the circle will be as its velocity, and therefore the sum of the forces in a given time will be as the velocity and the number of reflection conjunctly. That is, if the species of the polygon be given as the length described in the given time, and increased or diminished in the ratio of the same length to the radius of the circle, that is, as the square of the length applied to the radius, and therefore the polygon, by having its side diminished in infinitum, coincides with the circle, as the square of the arc described in a given time applied to the radius. This is the centrifugal force with which the body impels the circle, and to which the contrary force wherein the circle continually repels the body towards the center is equal. So what it is, my friend, gravity? It is what it is. Attraction. What it is. Okay, if you do not know English and you do not know science and you do not read, so gravity is not attraction, okay? So after you watch that, you understand that they do not know. So I am a native from Europe, okay? I am from European Union. I'm not a native English speaker, and so I can read, but these PhD doctors and what they are tricking you and lying to you, they could not read even the Newton book. I'm telling you that they do not know science, and that's how they speak. They take one from another, like this YouTube guy that I'm going to comment. They were searching, but from internet they take one from another and say the same things. And these guys are sustaining false science for the entire humanity. And I want to show to you that they do not know even science. How can they speak the bigger stuff than this? But so if I read from the Newton book and you do not understand, a mass body like this does not produce a mechanical work. What it is a mechanical work? A movement over a distance. So a mass body does not produce any movement. So the earth, if and only if the earth moves around the sun, this is a mechanical movement, but it is not made by a pure mass. It is already a mechanical movement. You do not know why it is produced, and you must explain it afterwards. And how they were explaining it? Newton tells you even that he was not the first to work on this. Galileo already calculated the falling object of 9 meters per second square. Okay, so they work then on the pendulums like this, okay, and they observed if you throw up like this, how distance they were making, and if you put in the pendulum different masses and you pendulate them like this, I'm showing to you from a video this.
Now here we have two pendulums that are the same length, and if I pull them back the same distance, well, they swing together. They have the same period. It takes the same amount of time for it to move back and forth for one movement. But Galileo showed that if I pulled them back different distances, they still have the same period, with the same amount of time for it to swing back and forth for one movement. Now if I pull the apples back and release them at different times, we can hear them hit at different times. And if I pull them back together to the same distance and release them together, they hit together. Now let's try pulling them back different distances but releasing them at the same time. Once again, we hear that they're hitting together.
So, okay, they were making many cases like this, and Galileo observed how the body rotates on an angle, and many experiments like this. And who were the good mathematicians? Because you cannot explain how body makes. You see this phenomenon. You can put it on the paper. A mass rotating in a circle, constant. But you put it on a paper and show to me how it is done. You observe it with your eyes. This is a hard thing, and this is what they were consuming themselves to make a mathematical law that this is an infinitum, that to prove somehow that you understand. But the law it is a circulating force. A circulating normal force, centripetal force, and Newton is telling you this, okay? So if you have the pendulum case, mathematical pendulum, that you have half a circle, let's say, you put the circles mathematically. This is gravity, but you do not know ontologically what it is. And Newton force equal mass time, and they are believing now that the mass produces. So let me put for you again from this brain green stuff. You understand that they do not know science.
The idea that I think most physicists or cosmologists buy into at the moment is that gravity can have two manifestations. The usual form of gravity is the attractive version. You drop something toward the Earth and it moves downward because the Earth and the object pull on each other. That's the ordinary gravity that we experience every day of our lives. But Einstein's equations actually allow gravity to also be repulsive. It can push outward as opposed to just pulling inward.
So after you watch that, continue to remember that I read from the Newton book, okay? Gravity is not attraction between masses. They are believing that a bigger mass, this will contradict many things, that are crazy bad black holes and many things. A mass in space. So why it is important? You see these pictures. There are many stars close to one to another. If you remember, I read from Newton's book, if the gravity will be attraction, these stars will collapse. You see, these stars there are smaller distances than the stars themselves between them. If the gravity will be attraction like a magnetic attraction between two magnets, it will attract and collapse. You see that there's distance is more than the stars themselves. So that stars, I'm telling you, if they're not rotating, if Newton said that it's a centripetal force, you have to have rotation to have a centripetal force. So a pure mass of body does not produce any gravity. You understand? So they are crazy. So that stars do not have gravity. If you understand. They must circulate. And a mass does not produce a mechanical work. You see, it violates even the law of Newton. A resting body remains in a rest if you do not move it. So a mass does not produce a mechanical work. What does this mean? To move with a velocity on the space. So you see that they are believing that gravity, but gravity is a rotating like this, a circular rotating velocity. So now, how you obtain a movement from a mass? Because if so, you understand that they are making, by already knowing that the sun is in the middle and the earth rotating at some distance from the sun, they were making only the mathematics. You know the speed, you know everything, you calculate something. Okay, this is what, if you do not believe me, I will read more from the Newton book, but I've read the Newton book, okay, but I read it for you. So we do not believe that they do not know gravity, okay? So you understand that the stars are small. But now let me continue some philosophy. So let's go near the Big Bang. In a pretending Big Bang, you do not. So if the gravity will interlock them, two bodies in the rotating speed, if you go, if you pull back the galaxies like this, and you say that the gravity is attraction, when two bodies will approach conforming, the gravity will rotate in a circle. So you cannot touch the Big Bang. So the Big Bang was made to falsify, like a demonical falsifying science, but another thing that we do not know how the matter appeared. So that's why the Big Bang, it is not only the origin of time, of space, time, matter, but they are wanting to say that when you go back somehow, matter was in a decomposed manner. Like decomposed matter, like a finer radiation stuff all over the place, and the radiation coagulated, okay? So now they are falsifying time. This guy is saying the picosecond. You listen this.
The first picosecond of cosmic time, which is 1 trillionth of a second, includes the Planck epoch, during which currently established laws of physics may not apply. Comes the emergence in stages of the four known fundamental forces, first gravitation, and later the electromagnetic, weak and strong interactions, and the expansion of space itself and supercooling of the still immensely hot universe due to cosmic inflation.
So this is the video where I was commenting the entire length. He included Brian Greene and the Green Tyson, and I took all of it. I have this in my channel to comment, to show to you that, and I'm speaking like the Big Bang is false. I prove to you, like even with equation and with real science and with philosophy and in every manner that I can, to explain to you that Big Bang is false, okay? The stars are cold and very close. But what is his mistakes? First of all, all of them, they are showing this picture. This picture shows the background microwave radiation near the Big Bang. So this is false. Penzias and Wilson will take in the background radiation from here with an antenna, and only places it is surrounding us, the radiation. So why it is put at the Big Bang? To trick you. The radiation of the cosmic microwave background radiation, you cannot bring it to the Big Bang. You make a stupid graph, like child's graph, like this. You put time and a temperature, and you give a big temperature here, and you make like a smaller and smaller temperature, the background radiation. But this is science, like children's science, because when you cannot pass from a ondulation to one ondulation. If you have a microwave, you have this button. You must put it at another frequency. You cannot pass, like I have this guitar here, if you see. You cannot pass from this chord in this chord. A different vibration, and you must change a button at your microwave oven, okay? So now you understand that they are falsifying this stuff. they are interpreting. I'm telling you that when you take my temperature, you're not allowed to say that it comes from. So he falsifies thermodynamics. If you understood thermodynamics, limited function. I've told you already, but I must tell you this, okay? But they are putting near the Big Bang. Why? Because the radiation comes from the present day. It is all over the place. Why do you put it at a Big Bang? And now they are tricking you that this radiation made atoms. But you put in your microwave, you make copper, you make iron from your microwave oven, and the microwave oven presupposes atoms. You do not have atoms in magnetron, iron, and magnets, and wires, and copper. So you cannot produce any radiation if you do not have atoms. So how do you give through microwave radiation the time anterior to the atoms? How you make this? How? So you take microwave radiation and you prove that the copper from the microwave comes after the microwaves. How you do this? How you do this? You take iron from the microwave oven and you register the temperature in a microwave oven. You say from the temperature from the microwave oven that the iron from the microwave oven comes before the microwaves. So you are crazy. So you must have the same stuff to produce microwaves that you have, and you have a cesium atom that it is put in a magnetron. This is the name. I'm not making up this. Okay, magnetron from the microwave that produce microwaves. It is circulating the field like this. It takes the electrons and circulating them and it was made to make a more coherent beam of radar beam originally to multiply the beam of the radar. Okay, you put it and you circulate to condense it like a laser, like to put it straight and diminishes with distance. So you understand that you are crazy, guys. You are crazy, okay? So they are putting that microwave background radiation at the Big Bang, and they're falsifying thermodynamics. I'm telling you, Noel Mendeleev, copper melts at 1000 Celsius degrees. I know in Celsius. Maybe I will remember them on Kelvin, on other scales, but I'm from Europe. I'm used to Celsius, okay? The melting point of aluminium is 600 degrees Celsius. The melting point of iron, copper 1000 degrees. The tungsten that you have in the old-fashioned light bulbs has 3000 degrees. Some ceramic 5000 degrees, and the function stops always. You cannot boil more the iron that you are boiling. You cannot boil the water at some at atomical in atomical production, like uranium production. You have some so under pressure you heat up more the water and then you release it, okay, but not much more than 100 degrees, okay. So in certain position, in certain condition, you can increase the temperature. And now you cannot have in any case billions of degrees that they are saying, because they need this, because the stupid made like a thermodynamics or like thermodynamics, like a fridge thermodynamics. So you put 13.7 billion years like this on a graph, like stupid child graph. You can make graphs like this, and you put bullshit, and you plot all that you want. That these graphics are stupid. They're combined to functions, and they're stupid in mathematics. They're logically stupid. 90% of them. When you see a plot like this. Temperature over time. So, but they are stupid because you cannot, from billion degrees, you see if you have 13.7 billion years, temporal years like this, and you have the background microwave radiation, and then you suppose that from expanding principle of expanding thermodynamical gases, it will cool off. So that's why you need billions of degrees. When you go back, you must you increment go back like until you reach zero, the moment of the Big Bang. So this increase will imply billions of degrees, and they are saying there are billions of degrees, but these billions of degrees you cannot obtain on anything.
The Big Bang explains the evolution of the universe from a starting density and temperature that is currently well beyond humanity's capability to replicate. Thus, the most extreme conditions and earliest times of the universe are speculative, and any explanation for what caused the Big Bang should be taken with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, that shouldn't prevent us asking questions like, what was there before the Big Bang?
If you have a pure microwave, that you have a microwave, there's a limited given by a frequency of energy on space. So these billions of degrees at the Big Bang and radiation is stupid, okay? So now they are pretending for them microwaves like you are in Star Trek movie, you give me water and it is made water from thin air. You are this stupid to believe that from radiation atoms are made. This is what you are lying. And now a portion of philosophy. They are falsifying the understanding of time. So in Weinberg book, I read it, okay? So they were discovering particles and antiparticles, but everything has an antiparticle from Dirac. Like from Dirac, that crazy dude that says that if you have minus, you put plus, you have an antiparticle. But you do not have it, okay? You do not have it. Even the particles that you are believing do not exist. That 90% of the particles that they are telling you do not exist. And the proton electron from physics is not a proton electron from the chemistry, okay? So, but now, what said the Weinberg? Because you listen this close. If you go in the Big Bang, I've told you that if you are saying that the circulating force, you approach to bodies must circulate, and you not obtain a Big Bang. So, but they want to trick you to suppose somehow when you go in the Big Bang, the matter decomposed itself. But you go in a Big Bang, you do not obtain temporal. Let's say these two rocks move. But why I move them from here, not from the Big Bang? Why you go in the Big Bang with the movement, okay? So, but now if you approach there, these rocks are discompounding themselves in what? In vibration, in what? So now they wanted to tell you, but if the Big Bang were exploding planets, stars, so they are pretending that somehow in the step-like manner they are implying a matter. So when you do not look, like somehow atoms appear. Copper, I have this a piece of copper, I'm telling you, it's beautiful. I like copper. It's like more beautiful than iron. Then it is like reddish stuff. This is maybe an zinc, okay? So it is a limited function. So they are falsifying everything, okay? So then the pressure. Look at this guy. This says that it is big pressures and temperatures. So look at these guys when they beat iron at the factory. So these guys are real workers and work and smashing that piece of iron with these hammers. And you PhD liars are lying that you are more smart than these guys. But how you collapse that piece of iron for that workers that do not work in that manner? to collapse it further than 10 times that it is. But in neutron stars and in bullshit science and stupid minds, you collapse the iron. But with what? But with what? With stupidity and lies. With what? If you have two hammers like that, Mars and an entire Earth planet, and you put a big piece like of metal like this, and you smash the Earth with Mars together, you'll not collapse the matter 10 times is the density, because the force required to smash the Earth with Mars planet will be infinite. So what densities you obtain? And now you understand that they cannot make a bigger density. So what it is implies? But if you get together all the matter from the universe in one chamber, what is the dimension? The dimension admitted by the normal densities in physics. You understand? So from what exploded the Big Bang? From a maximum density. So from a sphere. From a sphere already maybe known. If you know the mass, entire mass of the universe, the matter, not the mass, the matter of the universe. But if you do not know that we cannot see only one day with the speed of light, you are pretending you calculated the mass of the universe by looking at light. And I'm telling you that it is impossible. I put this on the lantern, and so you calculate the mass of the lantern from lights. You are liars, big liars, and you take one from another. I've told you, you did not read even the Newton book, and you must be ashamed of yourselves. You're tricking the entire planet. We can go to the planets, you can go to the stars because the stars are close. And you do not understand science, you are lying and mal and demonic like, okay? So how you can make the time from zero of all these particles? How you can make? So do you understand better? So I began to tell you in Weinberg book, it was proposed in somehow that the space already was, because these stupid guys must understand is that you cannot collapse the space only from magical properties like a magician. You see this cube, it appears from zero. See, I did not have it, now appeared. Like incremental, mathematical incremental, 0.1, 0, see, appeared. But you cannot do this to the space, because you must do this to the matter, space of the matter, and you cannot do this. So now they were wanting to tell that exploded in infinite space already, that it was. Weinberg says this in his book. It was an infinite space already, somehow exploded, like from zero, but already in a given space exploded the quantity of matter. but this craziness, nobody will believe this craziness. But better they will believe that magician stuff. Like you see this, it is not anymore. You see, I don't have it. You see this coin, you see this, it is not anymore. But you cannot bring this to the zero, you understand, from known processes. You cannot collapse matter in 0 point density, because you are stupid, okay? That's why you cannot collapse it.
However, the Big Bang model does not describe how energy, time, and space were caused, but rather it describes the emergence of the present universe from an ultra-dense and high-temperature initial state.
So you understand what level of science they have? So that poor guys work in a factory, smash that iron, and they are lying with this impossible. So the atoms have already a clock in them, and this is the way they are functioning, with the clock in them, and there are different clocks for different atoms. And if you know all the atoms, iron atoms in the universe, that's why they are tricking you to believe somehow, like through some. I've told you in my previous philosophical, more profound video. There was Anaximandro and they propose everything come in a single principle, a single kind of matter. Everything is energy. Well, it's not. It's not. It is not. And it is electricity, because energy is kinetic energy and you do not know even this. It is kinetic energy of movement, of Leibniz. Like it's working the same time with Newton, okay? So it is not electricity per space. So this is the level of the current day science, okay? I'm stating like a tea science, coffee science, all a pretext for I filming myself like this, and now I film myself straight. So, but I have already made this, but I said maybe they do not like to see me like this. It was like a poem, like a poetical thing for me. But I mean, I really don't like to feel myself like this. Like, you need to see me stereo like this. But this is the way that current videos on internet are made. So I said, let's retake this, okay? Maybe they will hear this. This is because this is important for the entire humanity. So you say that I'm crazy, but you are sustaining false science. Your PhD, you do not believe that some guys lied to take their PhD in 60s, 50s, and all the times? And all the times there were books that Indians believe that there is a god with like an elephant. You do not believe that the guys are stupid because they are saying that there's a pro-science, but they are saying the same stupid stuff like these Indians with a god like with a elephant god. So you do not believe that they are crazy. I read from Newton book, from everywhere you want, and you still see this bullshit on the internet. And I'm telling you, it is important to understand that the light diminishes distance, and well pictures, all the web pictures, and in one day with the speed of we can go there. It will take us 90 years and you will see the stars real from close. If you can speed up this process, there was a ship that would like in 9 years reach Pluto, the horizon. Okay, so maybe if you speed up this process, I calculated like 90 years with our technology, maybe you will see in this generation the stars from close. You do not believe that I'm telling you the truth, but you are believing. I read from a Newton book. I show to you equation. I'm telling you that the force, it is not what you are crazy believing. It's a mechanical work, like Newton says, in a circular manner. Not done by the inside of the mass. It is an external thing observed. Then you put only the mathematics, like if you know to do this. They didn't. I believe that they didn't do this correct even. Okay. So this is the way I make my videos, and I cut from other videos and let you think. I put some pictures, let you watch them quietly, and for you to think. So I'm telling you the Big Bang is false and we can reach the stars, okay?
It is misleading to visualize the Big Bang by comparing its size to everyday objects. When the size of the universe at Big Bang is described, it refers to the size of the observable universe and not the entire universe.
So in Weinberg book, they said that it is exploded from already made space, because you have this problem, okay? So they're falsifying somehow, if you understand that they know how to produce atoms from zero, but the atoms have a clock in them. And all the atoms of iron have a clock in them. So if you somehow gather all the gold in the universe in one place, you cannot collapse the gold further than you have that gold in that density. And so it must explode not for a picosecond, how this guy says. You see, if you put an absolute time, you believe that everything like a time is like an arrow like this. But each atom has an arrow on it. You understand? So it must explode in many arrows of time of each atom to explode. So they do not want it to say this more stupid stuff and crazy, that from zero space exploded atoms, copper, gold from exploded copper. So they are pretending that somehow it fuses, but it is more simple. It is more childlike, stupid child. I do not believe this. But you can say that this spoon exploding from empty space, but it is more stupid to say that the spoon comes from radiations. But they do not know, and all of them, the fusion reaction, who fused this in iron? If that guy worked in this hard manner to melt it, to extract it for rocks, and these guys, you do not believe that they take their PhD like stupid. So now it might explode if you know all the atoms of iron to explode many pieces of time like this from zero. So because you understand, that's why they're tricking you, that some soup of radiation, neutrinos, neutrinos, lepton, meson, boson, cosons. These guys are stupid, okay? You do not believe me? You do not believe me? They wanted to take this PhD. Spence has observed the radiation, that it comes everywhere. Why it comes from the Big Bang? Because they were already searching this and they were hurrying up themselves not to lose something. To have some money, to have some recognition, to have something like that. You do not believe that the man is like this. You do not believe in the 60s were scratching like a table, and they said that they find thousands of particles to take the PhDs in wire, electromagnetic wires to explode something, and you have a scratch, you have a PhD. You do not believe that there's many PhD doctors that are stupid, like child stupid. And if they're saying at NASA that you can fuse some soup in this, you understand they're crazy. So that's why in Weinberg time even they were saying that the space already was infinite and exploding like a membrane, like a sheet of paper of matter exploding from zero, because you cannot go in at that. So this is how stupid they are. They do not know gravity. And they are falsifying that the red light makes red and blue. You see all the colors. And they are lying to you, because if you go through a prism, light has some holes, that black holes of absorption, and not necessarily, because black itself is a color. So that's black stuff. That's black, okay? So not even the absorption, because you do not have only red, blue, green, you have black too. So there are some black strips, that black color, this is the black color. In some ways, when you put this from a prism, you heat up materials, you make the absorption lengths of a material, or the signature in colors of the material. But the material doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't expanding and doesn't go anywhere. So this is your actual day science, my friend, your Big Bang science, okay? And I'm telling you the truth. So how can you evolve each individual time of an atom from zero? How? Because you do not have a half an atom. You have a piece of time like this. All of an arrow, vectorial arrow, from T0, T1 does not explode 0.1, 0. This is the arrow of time in an atom of gold, and it is an entire length, and always makes like this gold with something. So it has a temporal properties. The reaction will manifest it in a temporal manner, in that manner, and you cannot evolve from zero. So if you cannot evolve from zero the time of atom, you cannot evolve from zero the time of all the atoms that exist. So my friends, I already told you this, but now I'm filming myself like you see me like this, and I read you from and I show to you pictures like small child that you understand you're tricking the planet. So what is the level of the professor of this entire planet, of a high school professor and PhD professor? You understand? Because the color way of making a video was invented in 56, and a white was already made and were inventions, and you put this and you make pictures, and they are saying they did this, but a picture put in a row was an invention, like a videotape. And this is improving on videotape with another procedures, and it is inventions. The electricity was discovered, the battery was discovered, the battery pile, Volta, and the electric power plant, and they are laying the did this. And they do not know that electricity is not kinetic energy. You see that Einstein said that this is electricity per space. Kinetic energy of movement in empty space or electricity. Electricity, and you do not understand that they are crazy, that you do not understand. They took their PhDs on presence, on who has more guts. And they appear on all over the place and televisions. You do not understand. They are men that want to take money, and they are making they make bombs to bomb and set people on fire for money. You do not understand. They put poison in your food, and they throw in gases on you. They are scientific, they are mean people and bad people. You do not understand. They are tricking you. And the stars are close, small and cold. Millions, and we cannot see only a sphere. The galaxies are not like in sci-fi movies. Like I've told you, they are not gravitational systems. This is a sun or a stars with planets, and this is only the solar system. And maybe you have another 3-4 things like this in our galaxy that has only one day. And that galaxies are not star. Why the star must be? We produce neon light. You can arrange in any form do you want. Why the stars? Why they are not like with neon gases, with noble gases? Xenon, Nino, Krypton. Why not? They are producing many colors. And you electroshock neon, you obtain light. Why the stars could not be like this? Not in a spherical manner like our sun. You put neon gases, you write letters with neon gases, with noble gases. Noble, neon is one of them. Xenon, Krypton. And you electroshock, you produce red color, blue color, any color you want. And you wrote letters with it. You put it in any arrangement, geometrical. This is how the galaxies are. They are not gravitational systems. You expect aliens to come, but they are beyond our galaxy. And we can go to the stars. The light diminishes distance, and the stars are close. And you see, this is not a spherical body. You see, it is a circle-like. And keep this in mind. 99% of the galaxies are orientated towards us like this. 99% in every pictures. So it is proving to you that they are arranged and the solar system is inside. And all of them, you see, if you have it like this, on each part they are orientated towards the center. 99% of the galaxies look towards, because they are putting clouds that are above, like this membrane, and the solar system is inside. And they are tricking you that a spiral, guys. The spiral goes in center. If you spiral something, look, I spiral this. Look, I spiral this. Look, what does it does? What? Look, a spiral, what does? Look, this is a snail. It is a spiral snail. It is not moving. It is just a mathematical way of arrangement. Okay, you see? You see? So this is what galaxies are. Clouds of gases, electroshock, because there is electromagnetic energy, not a kinetic energy, Leibnizian. Electricity, magnetism, energy. That is produced in the clouds, hydrogen, oxygen. That black stuff is not empty, pure void. Vacuum. It was on Newton time discussed this what it is vacuum. He said in normal in idealized condition from then this mistake comes that the space empty pure vacuum. It is not. It has an energy in it. Okay, you cannot have an empty concept. So this is a big video about cosmos, about the Big Bang. My second video on this guy. Okay, so you understand this video because I'm commenting a video in to show to you that they are crazy. Okay, you cannot so now can explode. Let's retake this. Weinberg, it was already a space, or the space was created, but what object creates pure space now? What? Empty pure space to be created like this. What object? What object? So all of the Big Bang was produced the entire space, like he split the space, infinite space, the Big Bang, and then the matter crawls in it. Or you understand that they are crazy. Or there's an object that creates the empty space. But the matter has a space in it. So you have two things. The matter must have a space to occupy, okay? Like this chair must have a chair to sit in it. Okay? So the matter has to have a space to sit in it. It is an internal property, an external property, space, okay? But so this internal property of space is proving to you that if you have atoms, you must have a chair to sit an atom, okay? So this manner, they want to believe somehow that you can go beyond the chair, but you cannot sit anymore in it. You cannot have a smaller chair than it is my S. So the S of an atom has to have a chair to sit. Okay, you have a big S, a big chair. You cannot make the chair, you understand, to not fit you. And they are falsifying the density that somehow it was, but you cannot have. So it must have a space of atoms and you gather them in a space. So why is exploding? I was telling like a joke. If you want to move, to bring you are thinking in what much volume of space all my stuff will can you gather them? So why they wanted to move from this universe to think in what maximum density you can bring the all your objects to move from this planet. If you are lying this planet, dudes, stop lying the children. That 12 classes years you take from their lives and you teach them nothing. And you are falsifying because these all are inventions. And you go at the factories, you hire who you want, you make engineers. If you are this stupid, okay, matter does not collapse. So now you have the necessity to explain how the matter in like the chair appear, and there's another objects that produce external space. Pure space, what is that? You have it in the lab. Iron produces empty space. The copper, lithium, what? Neon, xenon, what? What? Tin, zinc, what? Copper, what? This is like stand-up comedy for me. What does produce empty space? Let's see. What? Rocks? What? It produces empty space. Energy. Electricity at the power plants that was pouring concrete and iron. It is producing electricity and empty space. You tell me what produces empty space? What? Oxygen produces empty space. What? Neutrinos? Neutrinos does not exist. What? This bullshit particles, meson, lepton, to trick you. 1 plus 1 equals 2. This is how you have a boson, my friends. You tell me what is the energy of the boson. 0.0003.001.3002, okay? And you cut this in half, you have a half boson. So I name this stupidon, like you are stupid. You understand? And you combine two of this and you have a boson, Higgs boson, that you discover by colliding atoms. You take the satellites from the government, like, and you are lying the government, and they are employing billions of electricity. You can light entire city with that energy. To light it, you discover the ligature. You know how the gluon you discover, and the quarks, up and down quarks. What do you discover? Crazy science you discover. So what it produces? Empty space. This meson, boson, produces empty space. What quantity of empty space produces as a boson? 0.1 or 0.3. What quantity of space produces at one time a boson? 0.10 space? Crazy, my friends. You are crazy. And I'm telling you the truth. We can go to the stars now. We can reach maybe in 40 years. Maybe some children will be old when we'll reach the stars. We see them from close. You can put in a mirror only one day with the speed of light. The web is the mirror made from gold. Coat it with gold, the mirror. And sees visible light and even colors. They're saying that they're... So I'm telling you, this is a science. This is science. What makes empty space? This is my idea of stand-up comedy for this planet. If you are laying this planet, on what do you give notes on your A, B, C, or like in Europe with 1 to 10 grades? On what, my friends? If it is stupid, you teach them what? You teach them what? So then you hire who you want and give, and you let who you want down because you do not have any criteria. And this video proves this, okay? So, because the technology is made on some rich guys that have that technologies. That's why you do not know how it is made, how you can make that you read, how you can make integrate it. In the Chinese did not knew. Maybe I believe that now this day. And there's only one country because it was an invention. They keep them secret like Coca-Cola recipe. But Coca-Cola was discovered by the other guys. But this was kept secret. That's why. Because it does not come from any science what is invention. Somebody invented how to make a silicon to write on them pictures. To ascribe pictures on them. Because they register pictures. They do not want to tell you this. And they read pictures from that. The computer proceeds with reading pictures from you, and you understand? You understand? Because you have an old tape cassette. You put it like this in this, and you read it, and you delete it and read it. And they didn't want to tell you this because it was an honest invention and like a secret. And recent day only Americans produced, and because they wanted to sell, okay, to make money, because it was an invention. Does not come from quantum mechanics. That is a false physics. That to make grades on children, stupid science, the quantum mechanics is false science, and Einstein is false science. He did not understood that electricity is not kinetic energy of Leibniz. You understand? So all of you, Einstein bending space, science do not understand that it's a surface bends space. And a surface bends lights. A surface, not empty space. A surface bends lights. a band surface that it is circulating lights is bent lights in a circular manner, like a surface of a water. So this proves that it's a surface and the bend is in Hubble picture of Webb picture is the surface there. And you let Einstein bury space. It was crazy to believe that proved somehow better the gravity than Newton. And Newton himself did not do this correctly. You are going by intersecting, and von Braun made rockets, and you are lying the entire planet. I have told you, this is like a comedy sketch from me, okay? Your science, but you interdict this planet to find out this, okay? So you saw me laughing at you, okay? And you saw me angry, and I explained to you what produces empty space or time. So you cannot gather matter. And to believe, I put this on a lantern, on a laser. And you catch the light from laser, and you calculate what's the mass of the laser. And then I put another rules. So how do you know the mass of the galaxy, our galaxy, from light? By supposing everything that you want, densities that you want, distances that you want. I put this on this, but I do not show to you what is the mass from light. What is, my friend? You film this from light, and when you do not see, I put this another thing on it, and you calculate the mass of an object from light. I take a lantern and you do not understand this simple thing, and you are lying this planet that you know science. All the undulations, vibrations or not, maybe light is not a vibration, it has a capacity to undulate itself on all the geometries, because it shows to you all the geometries, the light. So it has a property to be modulated, and it is not a frequency how you are believing. You make it a frequency when you communicate. It is not an undulation like, but if you have some undulation on space like this, you must have to have a vibration and atoms that produce the vibration, and you cannot entail the Big Bang the same. You see, this is an undulation, frequency, vibration. You see, the radio waves are vibration per space and time, and they are modulation of light. The light itself is not like this. You modulate it. You make it to make it like this. So if you put that spectrum, stupid spectrum, everybody shows to you, infrared light, ultraviolet, and so you put the visible light in the middle, rainbow colors. But you do not understand that it could be infinite, the colors of the rainbows. You do not understand, because you do not understand what light is, and you can make infinite combination. You do not understand when you make them from 2 pixels and different frequency. Okay, so now you put this red, blue, green rainbow colors in middle. You say this is the spectrum of the vibration of light. Light does not vibrate how do you want. It vibrates in any model, geometrical model. It shows to you all the geometries. So now you put this infrared here and microwaves and radio waves, 1 meter radio wave, but these are constructing waves from electrons. Constructing, you obligate the ondulation to do like this. In a magnetron, like this is the magnetron that you obligate to make like this, the ondulation. So you put them microwave in the spectrum with visible colors. You are stupid, my friends. You understand that you are stupid. You force some electric emission, electromagnetic emission to have a geometry. You modulate the beam to be capable to transmit a vocal signal. You make a function between an image and a modulation of electromagnetic function, like you duplicate a key. You make a function between my voice. Bell did this. Bell did this. He invented the speaker and the microphone and the telephone and the process and the transmission. And then it was wireless, okay? And you are lying that you did this. So all of your imbeciles, cretin, put the visible spectrum of color light in middle. You say infrared, ultraviolet, microwave and radio waves. But that's modulation or electronic emissions. Modulations. You modulate the radio wave, the carrier rate to have 1 meter, 2 meters, or the microwave to be small like this. You modulate light. So what it is a line of modulation? It is infinite geometry. So what it is? Ultraviolet and invisible, and you are imbeciles, my friends. I'm telling you. With this stuff you are lying. So you can make infrared from red. Only if you capture this energy, you modulate it, supplementary. So does red become ultraviolet, or the blue does become red? Or light becomes red from distance? Only if you capture it, absorb it, emit it again with another frequency. If you have a sensor bank with infrared light, you can make this infrared light in blue, a sensor of the bank. You capture the energy and you emit it through another piece in another frequency. So what it is, the spectrum from distance, because Doppler, the imbecile, made this experiment in 1800s with trumpets in the train. He sounded trumpets from a train because it was anti-God. And he put a train with trumpets and to prove to you that the light is trumpets, my friend. The light is trumpets to prove that you are imbecile, I'm telling you. I don't have patience anymore. So you make this modulation frequency of emitted of light energy, electro light energy. You modulated the frequency, so then you see that the frequency of visible colors Rogva in Romanian, like the colors of the rainbow, okay? And then you put infrared here and ultraviolet there. You understand that if you want to put it like in microns, like in a frequency, you know that is that frequency capacity that you are making like this to be. Okay, you make that geometrical arrangements, how to say like this. Okay, somebody made this chord, in other words, to vibrate like this, to give this note. You make this frequency in a microwave, produces microwaves. You change the frequency of hertz emission, like you see, and you can modulate it to copy something. So each star has like a name, a modulation, a vibration, okay, and it has some holes. So this is your entire science, and I laughed at you, okay? I wanted to make this video. Goodbye, God bless. The Big Bang is false. The stars are close, and the stars are small and cold, and the wave films on inside a spherical body surrounded by clouds. Goodbye.